Greetings. We are Del. We are greatly appreciative for the co-creation of the course, The Game of Awakening. In today's session, we shall discuss the art of prayer. Dearest ones, we love you so much. We are aware that you feel disconnected from Source God, Infinite Intelligence, Prime Creator, or whatever label you resonate with. Dearest ones, your pain is completely due to this sensation of disconnection. You would not be what you perceive as suffering if you recognized how you are connected to Source God. Dearest ones, the world around you is not real. Yes, we know that it seems real, but your dream world is the real world, and your waking world is the fake world. Your waking world all around you is as real as your reflection is in the mirror. Your reflection in the mirror is not you. It looks like you, but that image is not actually you. It is the same thing, dearest ones. You think that the reflection in the mirror is actually the real you. The same is with the world around you. The world around you is not real. It is a reflection of the real you. It is a reflection. It is a mirror of your real self. But the world is not actually you. We state this for you to understand what prayer actually is. When you look in the mirror, you can change the image by deciding that you want to smile. Then the image smiles back at you. The same is with the world around you. You think a thought with emotion, and it is then reflected back at you. The world around you is a mirror. We understand that you do not have an easy time believing this. Many of you understand it in concept, but very few of you beautiful beloveds truly, deeply believe this in fact. Your physical senses have taken over your non-physical senses. If you allowed children to develop their non-physical senses instead of telling them to stop playing make-believe or degrade them by telling them it was just their imagination, then those children would be the superhumans in the world today, being the greatest inventors, greatest mathematicians, greatest theorists, greatest physicists. They would be the ones who would be leading humans. However, this is not the case. Children are taught to ignore their physical senses and are also insulted by the adults in their lives for using their non-physical senses past a certain age. So you see, dearest ones, we love you so much. You have been taught and also conditioned to ignore your non-physical senses and to only focus upon your physical senses. Your Bible has many great and wonderful teachings within it. One of the most important is the focus upon a little child shall lead them. This is so very true. You must return to your childlike nature to reconnect to the divine, to reconnect to Source God, to reconnect to your parent that you know will look after you and give you what it is you need. Dearest ones, the method of prayer is very simple, very straightforward, and very practical if you believe you are connected to Source God. If you do not believe you are connected to Source God, then you are going to enter into the prayer state in a sense of desperation, a sense of pleading, and a sense of bargaining. This is how you have been taught to understand and interact with Source God by your religions. Dearest ones, the world around you is a mirror, and it reflects back exactly what you are thinking and feeling, just like when you look at your reflection in a mirror. As such, when you pray, if you are thinking about how hard your life currently is and how unhappy you are, that is what you are reflecting into the mirror. Therefore, that is what you will receive in the world around you. Remember, the world around you is a reflection of your thoughts and emotions. If we were you, prior to prayer, we would sit down with a pen and a piece of paper. We would draw a line down the middle of the page. On the left-hand side of the page, we would write out the problems in our life that we want fixed, along with writing out the words that we would associate with the feeling of that problem. On the right-hand side of the page, we would write out the completely opposite description of the problem and the words associated with the feelings. For example, if the problem was you did not feel well, we would write out on the left-hand side of the page the words feeling not well, and then we would describe our emotions of that problem, which might be words like sad, unhappy, scared, and so on. Then we would take a deep breath and look at the right-hand side of the column. This is the happy side of the column. This is where everything is going to get better. Just knowing that we are focusing upon the positive side of the page is already healing, and we can already feel better just with the excitement building within. So, we would write out the opposite of what we put on the left-hand side of the page. The opposite of feeling not well is I feel wonderful and healthy and young and flexible and glorious and energetic and full of life. Then we would write out the emotional words, which would be such as happy, joyful, loving, appreciative, thankful, and so on. Now that we have written out exactly what we want and the emotions associated with what we want, we would sit down in a comfortable chair or maybe on the floor, wherever it made us happy. We would then either have the room quiet or we would have on very peaceful and happy music playing gently in the background. We would then close our eyes and then we would imagine a scenario that would play out perfectly the healthy images. We might imagine ourselves outside going for a walk in the park with a dog on a beautiful sunny and warm summer day. We might imagine ourselves going for a walk along the beach. We might imagine ourselves playing a sport and laughing and smiling and having a wonderful time. We would think about this wonderful and fun thought for a little while, maybe a few seconds, maybe a few minutes, however long we can maintain this smile on our face and the wonderful and excited feeling in our heart. Dearest ones, what we just described is in fact prayer. There is no clasping of hands, begging for mercy. There is no sadness. There is no bargaining. Dearest ones, prayer is the thought and emotion of what you want. Let us be very clear. It is what you want, not what you do not want. You cannot ask the universe to interpret your thoughts for you. The exact same way you cannot ask a mirror to project the opposite of what you are giving it. The mirror is a mirror. It reflects precisely what it is given. The same too goes for the universal intelligence. You will receive exactly what you ask. The job is yours to know what it is you are asking. The job is yours to know what it is you are showing to the mirror. Dearest ones, we love you so much. We are very excited to present the concept of prayer to you, for the entire concept is much bigger than you are limiting it to be. For you see, dearest ones, every single thought and feeling you have is in fact a prayer. Every single thought and feeling is being mirrored to you at all moments in time. Sometimes it takes a little longer for the reflection to appear, but it always appears. This is why we recommend you begin your practice at the art of prayer with the pen and paper method prior to sitting down to deliberately pray. As you learn to think and feel what it is you want in the affirmative, positive, and loving point of view, then you will begin to start recognizing your thoughts throughout the day, and you will begin to catch yourself when thinking an unhappy thought, and you will naturally begin to switch your thought to the happy and positive. You will begin to naturally revise your own thoughts as you develop the habit of thinking, feeling, and then picturing what it is you want. As we said, prayer is an art. It takes practice. It is never too late to learn, and it is never too late to become magnificent at the art craft. It does not take long to do this, dearest ones. The reason why is because it feels so good to revise your thoughts from that horrible sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach when thinking of something that you do not like, and then recognizing that you do not have to feel like that, and then deliberately choosing to feel the way it would feel if your problem was solved, and the joy and excitement that will exude from you. The revision of your thoughts is a natural process that children do. It is the adults that have taught them to focus upon the negative. You will very quickly remember how wonderful it feels to think about joyful things. Ignore the adult version of your thoughts and instead focus upon the joyful, childlike version of your thoughts. Dearest ones, we love you so much. You are Source God. You are a child of infinite intelligence. You are cared for. You are looked after. You are loved. You are given exactly what you ask for every single time. The world around you is in fact a perfect reflection of your previous thoughts and emotions. Your ego self will want to put up a fight with us. But it is true, dearest ones. The world around you is not real, nor is your reflection in the mirror. But a mirror is a mirror. It reflects perfectly what it is given. Take a look at your world around you. You are looking at a mirror. The power is yours to change what it is reflecting. The power begins with what you write down on that piece of paper. The question you need to ask yourself is, are you truly focusing upon the beautiful thoughts and feelings on the right-hand side of the paper? Or are you focusing upon the left-hand side of the paper? You are in control of the reflection. If we were you, we would only ever focus upon what we want. We would never think about things that we did not want. If we were you, we would spend our days looking at things that made us happy. If we were you, we would spend our days feeling what it would feel like to have what it is we wanted. If we were you, we would spend our days imagining scenarios where we could see ourselves with what it is we wanted and also how it would feel to be living with what we wanted. If we were you, we would ignore everything else. You are in charge and control of what parts of the mirror you look at. We leave you now in the love and the light of the one infinite Creator, Adonai.